Strawberry watering goes wrong when the water lands on the fruit, not the roots. You waited all year, the berries finally ripen. Half of them have gone soft and gray with mold before you pick a single one. It is usually not because you watered too little, it is because the water landed in the wrong place. I am Michael, I drive buses in Belfast, and today we learn to spare the fruit. Spare the fruit. So let us place the strawberry properly, because it is a completely different animal to the last two. The cucumber we just met was the thirstiest crop in the garden, a plant you simply cannot give too much water in high summer. The strawberry is not that. Its thirst is only moderate. It wants a steady, even damp while it is growing and swelling its fruit. And it does drink a bit more once the berries are filling. But it is nowhere near the raging thirst of a cucumber. In fact, you can do a strawberry real harm by drowning it. Sit the roots in cold, soggy, waterlogged soil, and you rot the crown, the central heart of the plant, and the whole thing keels over. So the strawberry is not our thirstiest crop. It is our fussiest. It does not care so much how much water you give it. It cares enormously about where that water goes. Too little and it sulks, too much and the crown rots, and water in the wrong place, on the fruit itself, and you get the gray mold we opened with. With a strawberry, the amount is the easy part, the whole skill is in the aim. So let us spend an honest minute on the villain, because once you understand it, everything else makes sense. That gray fuzz has a name, gray mold or botrytis if you want the proper word. It is a fungus, and its spores are drifting about in the air of every garden in the country all the time. You cannot keep them out. But a drifting spore is harmless until it gets the one thing it needs to take hold, and that one thing is a film of moisture sitting on a surface long enough to let it germinate. Give a botrytis spore a soft, ripe berry with a bead of water resting on its skin in still, humid air, and it wakes up, roots in, and turns your strawberry to gray mush in a day or two. And then it does the cruel bit. From that one rotten berry, it releases a cloud of fresh spores that spread to every fruit touching it. So one wet, moldy strawberry takes its neighbors down with it. So gray mold is not really a plant health problem at all. It is a moisture problem. Keep the fruit dry and the air moving, and those ever-present spores have nothing to grip on. Let the fruit sit wet and you have laid the table for them. Everything we do from here is about keeping that berry dry. So the golden rule of this whole series lands harder on the strawberry than on almost anything else. Water the roots, never the fruit. And with a strawberry, there are two ways the fruit gets wet, so there are two habits to fix. The first is the obvious one, and it is us. We come out with a can or a hose of an evening, and we sprinkle the whole bed from above, soaking the leaves and the berries along with the soil. And we feel like we have done a kind thing. What we have actually done is leave every ripening berry sitting under a film of water all through the cool, still night, which is exactly the buffet gray mold was waiting for. So water at the base only, straight onto the soil around the crowns, and do it in the morning so any stray splash dries off fast in the day. The second way the fruit gets wet is sneakier. It is the soil itself. A ripe strawberry hanging down onto bare, damp earth is pressed against moisture for hours at a time, and it will rot from underneath where it touches the ground, even if you never wet it from above. Rain does this to us for free, so keeping the berry dry is not only about how you water, it is about getting the fruit up off the wet ground altogether, and that brings us to the oldest trick in the book. So here's the oldest trick, and it does two jobs at once, which is why gardeners have done it for centuries. You tuck a generous layer of straw under and around the plants, right beneath the developing trusses of fruit, so the berries rest on the straw instead of on the bare earth. There is even an old story that this is where the strawberry gets its name, though nobody is quite sure. Never mind that. Look at what the straw actually does. First job, it is a mulch. That layer over the soil slows down how fast the ground dries out, holding in an even, steady dampness at the roots, so you water less often and the plant never lurches from wet to dry. Exactly what we want. Second job, and this is the clever one, it physically lifts the fruit up off the wet soil. The berry now rests on a dry, airy cushion of straw instead of pressing into cold, damp earth. No contact with wet ground, so no rotting from underneath, and air can move all around the fruit and keep its skin dry. One handful of straw, steadier water at the roots, and a dry bed for the fruit. That is a proper double trick, and it costs almost nothing. Now, a lot of you grow your strawberries in hanging baskets or tall planters, and that is a genuinely clever way to do it, precisely because it solves the wet fruit problem for free. When the berries dangle over the edge of a basket, they hang in open air, touching nothing, with the breeze all around them, no damp soil to rot against, and any rain runs straight off. That is gray mold's worst nightmare. But a hanging basket hands you the opposite problem, the one we know well by now. A basket holds very little compost. It is up in the wind and the sun, and it dries out ferociously fast. So a strawberry that was only moderately thirsty in the ground becomes a plant that, up in a basket in high summer, may want watering once or even twice a day just to stay evenly damp. And here is the catch that catches everyone. You still must not water it from the top down over the fruit and leaves. You have to get the water into the compost at the crown, which is fiddly when it is swinging over your head. So baskets trade the rot problem for a thirst problem, and the answer to a fiddly, twice a day, roots only drink is not really a watering can at all. And if you have